Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a story that's all about faith, fulfillment, and a mother's incredible love. It's the story of Hannah, found in the first 2 chapters of 1 Samuel, and it's a powerful reminder of how God hears us, even when we feel completely overlooked. Let's set the scene. We meet a man named Elkanah who has 2 wives, Hannah and Peninnah. Peninnah has children, but Hannah is barren, and this causes her deep, deep sorrow. To make matters worse, Peninnah constantly provokes and taunts her year after year, especially during their annual trip to the tabernacle at Shiloh. Can you imagine the pain? Going to a place of worship, a place where you're supposed to find peace, only to be met with reminders of your deepest heartache. One year, Hannah reaches her breaking point. She goes to the tabernacle, weeping bitterly, and pours out her heart to God. She's not just saying a polite prayer. She's in agony, her lips moving but no sound coming out. It's so intense that Eli, the high priest, sees her and mistakenly thinks she's drunk. He even rebukes her. But Hannah, with quiet strength, explains her situation. "I am a woman deeply troubled. I have been pouring out my soul before the Lord." Moved by her sincerity, Eli blesses her, saying, "Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant your petition." And something shifts in Hannah. She leaves with her face no longer downcast. She ate. She had hope. Her prayer wasn't just a desperate plea. It was a vow. She promised God that if he gave her a son, she would dedicate him back to the Lord for his entire life. And guess what? God heard her. He remembered Hannah. In due time, she conceives and gives birth to a son. She names him Samuel, which means heard by God. What a beautiful, constant reminder of God's faithfulness. Now, this is where Hannah's story becomes truly remarkable. A promise is a promise. When Samuel was weaned, probably around the age of 3 or 4, Hannah did exactly what she said she would. She took her long-awaited precious child back to the tabernacle in Shiloh and presented him to Eli. She handed her son over to serve the Lord for the rest of his life. Think about that sacrifice. After years of yearning for a child, she willingly gave him back to God. This wasn't done with sadness, but with a heart full of gratitude and praise. This brings us to chapter 2, which opens with Hannah's magnificent prayer of praise. It's a song of triumph. She doesn't just thank God for her son, she praises God's entire character. She celebrates his power to reverse fortunes, how he brings down the proud and lifts up the humble, how he gives strength to the weak and fills the hungry. Her personal victory has given her a bigger perspective on who God is. It's a song that echoes through Scripture, even foreshadowing Mary's song, the Magnificat, centuries later. In stark contrast, the rest of the chapter shows us the spiritual decay happening right there in the house of the Lord. Eli's own sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were corrupt. They were disrespecting the sacrifices and behaving wickedly. While Hannah was offering her best to God, the priest's own children were taking the worst for themselves. Eli feebly confronts them, but it's too little, too late. Their corruption was a stench in God's nostrils. But amidst this darkness, there's a small, shining light. The boy Samuel continued to grow in stature and in favor with the Lord and with people. While the old system was failing, God was quietly preparing its replacement. He was raising up a faithful prophet, born from a faithful mother's prayer. Hannah's story is such an incredible encouragement. It shows us that God sees our silent tears and hears our desperate prayers. It teaches us about the power of keeping our promises to God and the joy that comes from a heart of true worship. And it reminds us that even when things look dark and corrupt, God is always at work, preparing something new and faithful. What part of Hannah's story speaks to you the most? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching today. If this story touched your heart, please give this video a like and consider subscribing for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.